I'm slouched on my couch this Sunday evening, remote in hand, flipping through channels without really watching anything. Some reality show is playing. But my mind is elsewhere, thinking about how lucky I am. 7 years married to Sarah, and sure, we've had our rough patches, but what couple hasn't? I consider us solid, happy, even. My phone buzzes on the coffee table. I glance down and see Rachel's name. Can I come over? Right now, alone. I frown. Rachel never does spontaneous visits. She's Sarah's best friend since college, the type who plans everything 2 weeks in advance. And why alone? Sarah isn't even here tonight. She's at some work conference downtown. Won't be back until late. Sure, everything okay? I text back. 3 dots appear, then disappear. Then, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Something feels off, but I can't put my finger on it. I straighten up the living room, toss some magazines into a basket, and wait. When the doorbell rings, I open it to find Rachel standing there looking like she's seen a ghost. Her face is pale, almost gray, and her hands are shaking as she clutches her purse. Rachel, what's wrong? Come in. She steps inside but doesn't sit. Instead, she paces back and forth across my living room like she's trapped, like the walls are closing in. Do you want some water, coffee? I ask, growing more concerned. By the second, she shakes her head, still pacing. Her eyes are red-rimmed. Guilty, that's the word that comes to mind. Guilty. Rachel, you're scaring me. What's going on? She stops moving and looks directly at me for a long moment. She doesn't speak, then in a voice barely above a whisper, she says, I can't keep this from you anymore. There's something about Sarah you need to know. My stomach drops like I've just stepped off a cliff. Rachel finally sits, but she immediately buries her face in her hands. I sit across from her, my heart pounding so hard I can hear it in my ears. Just tell me, I say, though part of me wants to run from whatever she's about to say. She looks up, tears streaming down her face. Sarah's been having an affair. The words hit me like a physical blow to the chest. I can't breathe. I can't think. What? No, that's for 8 months, Rachel continues, her voice breaking. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're lying. But even as I say it, I know she's not. Rachel wouldn't be here, wouldn't look like this. If she were lying. His name is Marcus. He works with her. All those weekend work trips? They weren't work trips. Those late night calls you thought were emergencies, they weren't. I feel like I'm drowning. Stop. Just stop. But she doesn't stop. She pulls out her phone with trembling hands and starts showing me screenshots, text messages between Sarah and someone named Marcus, messages where they talk about hotels, about getaways, about me. One message makes my blood run cold. He has no idea. It's almost too easy. Sarah wrote that. My wife, I've been carrying this for 2 months, Rachel says, wiping her eyes. I didn't know what to do. She's my best friend, but this isn't right. And then last week, she told me she's planning to divorce you next month, but first, she's planning to drain your joint savings account. She's been preparing, planning everything. I stand up abruptly, feeling like I might vomit. Get out. What? I said get out. My voice is louder than I intended. Rachel stands, looking hurt but understanding. I know you're angry, but you needed to know. Please don't tell her I told you. I won't. Just go. She leaves and I'm alone in the silence. The TV is still playing that stupid reality show. I grab the remote and throw it across the room, watching it shatter against the wall. Then I sit down on the floor and try to process the fact that my entire life has been a lie. I'm still sitting in the dark when Sarah comes home around 11. I hear her key in the lock, hear her humming as she walks in. Hey, babe, the conference was amazing. You won't believe the connections I made. She sounds so happy, so normal. She walks over and kisses my cheek, and it takes everything in me not to pull away. That's great. I manage to say, you okay? You seem quiet, just tired, long day. She smiles and heads to the bedroom. I'm exhausted, coming to bed in a bit. I sit there for another hour staring at nothing. Should I confront her now? Should I wait? Something tells me to wait, to gather more information, to understand the full scope of this betrayal before I make a move. The next morning, after Sarah leaves for work, I start digging our bank accounts first. I log in and start going through transactions from the past 8 months. There it is, hundreds of dollars in withdrawals I never questioned. Charges at restaurants I've never been to. Hotel expenses on weekends when she claimed to be visiting her sister. How did I miss this? How was I so blind? I check her phone bill next. Hours and hours of calls to a single number. Marcus's number, I assume. Then I make the mistake of looking him up on social media. Marcus Chen. 28 years old, fit, handsome, successful marketing director, everything I'm not. I'm 34, average looking, a mid-level accountant. Of course she chose him. That realization somehow hurts worse than the betrayal itself. For the next 3 days, I go through the motions. I wake up, go to work, come home, have dinner with Sarah, and pretend everything is normal. She talks about her day, about office gossip, about plans for next weekend. Every word feels like a knife. At night, I lie awake beside her, studying her face in the darkness, wondering how someone can lie so easily, so completely. Friday night. We have dinner at her parents' house. Tom and Linda have always treated me like the son they never had. Tom teaches me about cars and invites me to football games. Linda sends me home with leftovers and knits me scarves every Christmas. Tonight, sitting at their dinner table, I feel like I'm in a play. Sarah is performing the role of loving wife, and I'm performing the role of happy husband. And her parents have no idea it's all fiction. You look wonderful, sweetheart. Linda says to Sarah, passing her the potatoes. Thanks, Mom. Work's been good to me lately. I bet it has. And you, Tom says, pointing at me with his fork. You're looking thin. She feeding you enough? Everyone laughs. I force a smile. He works too hard, Sarah says, reaching over to squeeze my hand, always putting in extra hours. Her hand is warm in mine. I squeeze back, even though I want to pull away and never touch her again. Well, you're both hard workers, Linda says. That's why you make such a good team. Sarah's lucky to have found someone as loyal and dedicated as you. Loyal. The word echoes in my head. Tom raises his glass. To family and to future grandchildren. Sarah laughs and lifts her glass. I lift mine too. Drinking wine that tastes like ash. On the drive home, Sarah is chatty and affectionate. When we get to the house, she pulls me close in the hallway. I've missed you this week, she says, kissing my neck. I haven't missed you, I think. I don't even know you, but I don't say that. Instead, I let her lead me to the bedroom. I go through the motions, feeling disgusted with both of us or for her deception. Me for my cowardice. Afterward, she falls asleep within minutes, peaceful and content. I lie awake staring at the ceiling, my mind racing. Do I confront her tomorrow? Do I file for divorce quietly? Do I tell her parents? Do I find Marcus and punch him in the face? The desire for revenge is growing inside me, dark and consuming. But it's mixed with something else, profound sadness, grief for the marriage I thought I had, for the woman I thought I knew. On Monday, I text Rachel and ask to meet. We choose a coffee shop on the other side of town, far from anywhere we might be recognized. She's already there when I arrive, sitting in a corner booth with 2 cups of coffee. I ordered for you, she says quietly, black, no sugar, thanks. I sit down across from her. I need to know everything, she nods. I figured. What do you want to know? How did you find out? She told me, about 3 months ago. She was excited, said she'd never felt this way before. That Marcus made her feel alive again. Rachel's voice is bitter. I told her she was making a huge mistake, that she was throwing away a good marriage for some fantasy. We fought about it. Our friendship hasn't been the same since. She's been distant from you? Yeah, secretive, defensive. I think part of her knows what she's doing is wrong, but she doesn't want anyone reminding her of it. I take a sip of coffee. It's too hot. Burns my tongue, but I welcome the pain. Tell me about Marcus. Rachel hesitates. He's married. My head snaps up. What? He has a wife, Jennifer, 2 kids, both under 5. The revelation hits me like a second betrayal. His wife doesn't know. No, as far as I can tell. She has no idea, so there's another victim in all this, another person whose life is being destroyed by these 2 selfish people. You could contact her. Rachel suggests carefully. Jennifer, I mean, but it could get messy. Messier than it already is. She gives me a sad smile. Fair point. What else? I ask. Sarah's been talking about you to our mutual friends, painting you as the problem. Saying you're emotionally unavailable, that you don't appreciate her, that you've let yourself go. Rachel looks angry now. She's rewriting history to make herself the victim. That ignites something new inside me, not just hurt, but righteous anger. Sarah isn't just betraying me, she's destroying my reputation, making me the villain in her story so she can justify what she's done. I'm not going to let her get away with this, I say quietly. Rachel reaches across the table and squeezes my hand. Good. You deserve better. The next day, I do something I never thought I'd do. I hire a private investigator. His name is David Chen, no relation to Marcus, thankfully. He's a former police detective who now specializes in infidelity cases. His office is small and cluttered, filled with file cabinets and old coffee cups. Tell me what you know, he says, pulling out a notepad. I tell him everything: the affair, Marcus, the planned divorce, the financial deception. He takes notes without judgment. I can get you evidence, he says when I'm done. Photos, timelines, financial records. It'll take about a week. It's not cheap, though. I don't care about the cost. He nods. Most people in your situation don't. A week later, David calls me. We need to meet. We meet at a diner this time. He slides a thick manila envelope across the table. Everything's in there. Photos of them entering hotels together, timestamps, receipts. Your wife's been using cash for a lot of it. But Marcus has been sloppy using his business credit card for gifts and dinners. I open the envelope. The first photo shows Sarah and Marcus walking into a hotel, his arm around her waist. She's laughing. I've never seen her look that happy with me. There's more, David says. She's been looking at apartments. And she's been consulting with a divorce lawyer, Nathan Morrison. He specializes in maximizing settlements. My hands tighten on the envelope. She's planning to take me for everything. Looks that way. My advice, secure your assets now. Open a separate account, transfer half your savings, document everything, prepare for a fight. I follow his advice immediately. That afternoon, I open a new account and transfer exactly half of our joint savings. I make copies of our mortgage documents, car titles, investment statements, everything. I also start recording conversations with Sarah on my phone. After checking that my state allows one-party consent, but the stress is taking its toll, I can't sleep, can barely eat, I'm losing weight, and my coworker James notices, dude, you look terrible. He says one day, pulling me aside, what's going on, marriage trouble, I admit. Want to talk about it, we go out for drinks after work, I don't tell him everything, but I tell him enough. That's rough, man, I'm really sorry, he pauses, whatever you need someone to talk to. A place to crash, anything, just ask. Thanks, James, I appreciate that. * by Thursday. I've had enough, I know everything I need to know, David confirmed. That Sarah's drinks with colleagues tonight is actually dinner with Marcus. At an expensive restaurant downtown. I'm waiting in the living room when she comes home. All the evidence spread across the coffee table. Photos, bank statements, hotel receipts, phone records. She walks in around 10, smiling. Humming that same tune she's been humming for months. The moment she sees my face, her smile vanishes. Sit down, Sarah. Something in my tone makes her comply. She sits slowly on the opposite couch, her eyes darting to the papers spread between us. Is there anything you want to tell me? I ask calmly. Any truth you've been hiding? I don't know what you're talking about. Really, nothing at all. No. Why are you being weird? I pick up the first photo and slide it across to her. How about now? She picks it up and I watch the color drain from her face. Where did you get this? Does it matter? I slide another photo, then another, then the bank statements, the phone records, the hotel receipts. Her hands are shaking. You hired someone to follow me? You've been cheating on me for 8 months, planning to divorce me, planning to steal our savings. And you're upset that I hired a private investigator? I can explain. Don't. My voice is cold. I know about Marcus. I know about the apartment you've been looking at. I know about the divorce lawyer. I know everything, Sarah. She breaks down crying, but I can tell these aren't tears of remorse, they're tears of being caught. Tears of panic. It's not what you think, she sobs. Then what is it? You drove me to this. You're never home, you never pay attention to me anymore. You've become so boring and predictable, so you decided to cheat on me and steal from me? It wasn't supposed to go this far. Marcus was just, he made me feel special. Does he still make you feel special? She doesn't answer. Do you love him? I ask. She hesitates. That hesitation tells me everything. I want a divorce, I say, and I want you out of this house. Within a week. Her tears stop immediately, replaced by anger. You can't kick me out of my own house. Half this house is mine. I'll be generous and give you a week to find somewhere else. Generous? She laughs bitterly. I'll take you for everything you have. You'll regret this. I already regret plenty. 7 years with you, specifically. She stands up, her face twisted with rage. You're pathetic. You always have been. Marcus is twice the man you'll ever be. Then I guess you two deserve each other. Too bad he's married with kids. Her face goes pale again. How do you? I know everything, Sarah. I told you that. She grabs her purse and storms toward the bedroom. I'll be gone by tomorrow. Good. That night, I sleep in the guest room. It's the best sleep I've had in weeks. Sarah moves in with Marcus the next day. I learn this from Rachel, who texts me updates. She's telling everyone you were controlling and paranoid. Just thought you should know. Within days, the narrative spreads. Some mutual friends believe her version of events. I lose a few people I thought were close friends. It hurts. But I remind myself that anyone who believes her lies without asking for my side probably isn't worth keeping. Others see through it. Our friend Mike calls me dude. I heard about Sarah. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, I never believed her version. You're one of the most laid-back guys I know. Thanks, man. But the biggest surprise comes from Tom. He calls me on Saturday morning. I heard what happened. He says, his voice heavy, Linda and I want you to know we're on your side. What Sarah did. We're ashamed. We raised her better than this, Tom. You don't have to. Yes, we do. You're family to us. Divorce or not, that doesn't change. His words mean more than I expected. I have to swallow hard to keep my voice steady. Thank you. Linda calls later that day, crying. I'm so sorry. I don't even recognize my own daughter anymore. It's not your fault, still. You'll always be family to us. Then, on Tuesday, I get an email from an address I don't recognize. The subject line reads, "We need to talk, Jennifer Chen, Marcus's wife." We meet at a coffee shop the next day. Jennifer is pretty tired looking. With dark circles under her eyes, she has photos of her kids as her phone wallpaper. Rachel told me, she says before I can speak about the affair, "I'm sorry you're going through this too. I'm sorry about your situation, your kids, yeah." Her voice cracks. They're too young to understand why daddy's been acting strange. But they will eventually. We talk for an hour, sharing our experiences, our pain. There's something oddly comforting about not being alone in this. I want him to face consequences. Jennifer says firmly, not just losing me, professional consequences. He's been using company resources for personal affairs, company credit cards, company time. It violates his employment contract. What do you need from me? Evidence. Anything you have that shows the affair and the financial impropriety. I have David send her everything. We compile a comprehensive report and submit it to Marcus's company's HR department. I'm not typically a vindictive person, but I feel no guilt about this. Actions have consequences. I also start focusing on myself. I find a therapist who specializes in infidelity trauma. I start going to the gym every morning. I reconnect with old friends I'd lost touch with. I rediscover hobbies I'd abandoned: woodworking, hiking, reading. Slowly, I start to feel like myself again. * 2 months later, Rachel texts me, "Marcus got fired." I'm not surprised. Jennifer's evidence was damning. Sarah's freaking out. Rachel adds, "He can't support her anymore. They're fighting constantly." I don't respond. I've maintained strict no contact with Sarah except through lawyers, and I plan to keep it that way. Rachel keeps me updated anyway. Unable to help herself, she moved into a tiny apartment. Can barely afford it. Most of her friends have cut her off. A part of me feels grim satisfaction at this news. Another part just feels sad for everyone involved, sad for what could have been. Sarah reaches out several times, emails, texts from new numbers I keep blocking. Sometimes they're apologetic. "I made a terrible mistake. Please talk to me." Sometimes they're angry. "You ruined my life. I hope you're happy." I delete them all without responding. The divorce proceedings move quickly. My lawyer is efficient, and Sarah's lawyer advises her to settle rather than go to court, where her infidelity would become public record. We reach a settlement. I'm fair but firm. She gets exactly what's legally hers, nothing more. She signs the papers without a fight, probably just wanting it to be over. Meanwhile, my life improves steadily. I lose 20 pounds and gain muscle. I get a promotion at work because I've been pouring my energy into my career. I start dating casually, nothing serious, but it's nice to feel wanted again. James sets me up with his girlfriend's friend, a woman named Elena. We go out for dinner, and I'm surprised by how easy it is to talk to her. How genuine she seems. I'll be honest, I tell her over dessert, I just got out of a pretty bad marriage. I appreciate the honesty, she says. I'm not looking for anything serious right now anyway. But this is nice. Yeah, it is. We go out a few more times. Nothing's official, but there's potential there, and for the first time in months, I feel hopeful about the future. A year has passed since Rachel knocked on my door that Sunday night and changed my life forever. I'm sitting on the balcony of my new apartment, smaller than the house Sarah and I shared. But it's mine. Every piece of furniture, every decoration, every choice is mine alone. The divorce is finalized. Sarah sent me an email a few weeks ago, a long, rambling apology. She says she's been in therapy, that she understands now how deeply she hurt me, how selfish she was. She doesn't ask for forgiveness or reconciliation. She just wants me to know she's trying to become a better person. I read it twice, then closed my laptop. I appreciate the gesture, but some chapters need to close completely. I don't respond. My phone buzzes. It's Elena. Still on for tonight? I'm making lasagna. Wouldn't miss it. I text back. Elena and I have been seeing each other for 3 months now. It's different from what I had with Sarah, more honest, more equal. We're taking things slowly. Both of us cautious after past hurts, but there's something real here. Something worth exploring. I've learned a lot this past year. I learned that trust should be earned carefully, not given blindly. I learned that red flags shouldn't be ignored just because acknowledging them is uncomfortable. I learned that sometimes the person you think you know best is actually a complete stranger. But I also learned I'm stronger than I believed. I survived betrayal that could have destroyed me, and I came out better on the other side. Rachel and I are still friends. Her courage to tell me the truth, despite the personal cost, is something I'll always respect. She lost Sarah as a friend, but gained peace of mind. James and I are closer than ever. He's proven himself a true friend. Even Tom and Linda stay in touch. We have dinner once a month. They apologized for Sarah more times than necessary, but I keep telling them it's not their fault. They raised her with good values. What she chose to do with those values was her decision. I think about my younger self sometimes, the man who sat on that couch a year ago, thinking he had everything figured out. He was naive, maybe willfully blind, but I can't hate him. He was doing his best with what he knew. This version of me is different, wiser, more careful, more authentic. I don't trust as easily, and maybe that's sad, but it's also protective. It's survival. The city lights are coming on below my balcony and my phone buzzes again. Can't wait to see you. Elena writes. I smile and grab my keys. Sarah's betrayal didn't destroy me. It revealed who I really am when everything is stripped away. Someone resilient, someone capable of growth, someone who can love again despite the scars. And that person, I'm proud to be him. I lock my apartment door behind me and head out into the evening, ready for whatever comes next. The end. Asterisk.